Hey everybody, good evening. Welcome to the show. You're watching Seeing the Unseen with Christopher LaPrath. My name's Kenan, the producer. Tonight, the title is Alliances and Wisdom. And before I share my thoughts on that, just a quick announcement for anyone and everyone who's watching the show out there. Please say something in the chat so we know you're here. If you don't say anything, there's no way for me to put you in line for a reading. So don't be shy because there's no charge for the first reading. Going forward after that, it's just $10 per card, or you can pay $100 and cover the entire month, which I highly recommend since we do 3 shows per week. That's normally Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday at 6 p.m. Arizona time. Now, to start, one saying Christopher wanted me to share with you all is knowledge is knowing that a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is knowing that tomatoes do not go in a fruit salad. And my thoughts on the title are that, well, to give away the group card, which aired on Facebook earlier today, wisdom can come only through direct experience. Knowledge can be acquired all sorts of different ways, but real wisdom is akin to instinct because it transcends thought. So becoming wise to our own unhelpful behaviors and the barriers that we have in place against a love-filled, abundant life is the goal of this show. To share a bit of my own personal experience with wisdom, in the course of working at the yoga studio, I attended these mala making classes that I would highly recommend to anybody. They're great. The first one I attended, I was so uncomfortable I couldn't wait to get out the door. It's on my right hand here. The other one on my left hand, a year later, in the course of my yoga practice and everything else that I had been working on healing in my life, I was comfortable. As uncomfortable as I was the year before, the following year, I was at home. And since then, I've been able to take that feeling of home everywhere with me, everywhere I go. So, enjoy the show tonight. Christopher's got some excellent things to share with you as well on this. So, thanks for tuning in. Enjoy. Here's Christopher.
Oh, thanks so much, Kenan. So you could say you're a master mala maker.
That's right.
Say that fast, real time. 3 times, real fast. Master mala maker. Okay, master mala maker. Want to light the incense for you all. This goes along with the title of the show. So I bless you all with this developing alliances with your spiritual guides. And also the mastery card. So if you could pull up the group mastery card or the group card, which deals with mastery, it's actually the wisdom card. And there's really no shortcuts to mastery. So Marilyn Pitts, you were a nurse, so you took 2 weeks of class, right? And then you were a nurse, right? It takes years of schooling, but then even the schooling doesn't really teach you sometimes practical experience. And so you go through years. So you've had 30 plus years as this nurse. And that mastery helped you save Larry's life. There's no shortcuts to mastery. Stay on the path. It takes time. It takes effort. It takes humility. But there are some requirements. So, first of all, passion. What are you really passionate about? Then it's understanding your calling. And then the third thing is really be eager to learn from others. And that's what I love about the show, is assisting you in activating what these gifts are. Even finding your passion and not living your life by other people's projections. The other thing is embrace the slow and sometimes tedious stages of learning. Be willing to make a fool of yourself. When I went to China, I had to learn Chinese. Well, my name in Chinese is Liu, not Liu, it's Liu, and I had to learn to say Liu, not Liu, not Lu, because it's a tonal language. So for weeks, I would introduce myself, hello, my name is Liu, and they would start laughing. And I didn't understand why they were laughing, until someone that was a English speaker pulled me aside and said, "You're calling yourself an ass." Because it's a tonal language. Liu was my name, but if I said it, Liu, that's ass. I know you probably can't hear the difference, but now I've been trained in learning the tonal languages, but I had to be willing to make a fool of myself and actually laugh along with them. And then I think this is the most important one. Returning to this sense of wonder and absolute curiosity. So I got a phone call today from, is Lana on yet?
Not yet.
So Lana is my cousin up in northern Idaho. Extremely vibrant. Now, her mom was the first woman real estate agent in the state of Idaho. So Lana's had many, many years of experience. So she called me today to thank me, and I said, "Well, why?" She said, I knew I had these gifts, but I didn't really know how to use them, but I wanted to share this with you because as your gifts begin to surface, as you realize you're not normal, then people will be attracted to you that you can actually help. So this is what I want to share with this story with Lana today. She'd sold this gentleman a house about 10 years ago. And he called her a few days ago and said, "Hey, the house next door came up for sale and I'd like to buy that." So she went over to show him this new house. And she goes, "Well, why do you want to move houses?" And he looked at her and he said, "I called you because I really feel you're the only one that would understand." He goes, "My place is absolutely haunted. I've been dealing with spirits, sleepless nights for almost 10 years, and I just can't handle it anymore." So Lana sat him down and said, "No, you are absolutely not crazy. Here's what you do." And he called her this morning, thanking her, because for the first time in years, he slept all night. He goes, "I actually feel peace for the first time in my house. I did exactly what you told me to do." And she called me to thank me for helping her activate these gifts. So when these gifts begin to manifest, you're going to have circumstances or situations or people come to you that they'll sense it. They'll sense you have this gift. So the last thing is, when you're pursuing this passion, when you're pursuing this mastery, be willing to give up comfort and security. Go for this passion. If you find yourself becoming passive, when you're passive, then you don't become overwhelmed. But part of the mastery, part of becoming a master, is at times you're going to feel overwhelmed. But if you become passive, there's less chance of failure. That's why many people don't become masters, is because they don't want to fail. They don't want to go around introducing themselves as an ass. Okay, we've got a great group tonight. So we've got Mindy, Tiffany, Laura, Ashley, Nicole, Abby, Marilyn Pitts, Jessica, Sherry Lynn, Teresa, Rosalina, and Amanda Vaughn. Thank you all so much for being here. Now, if you're watching and you'd like a reading, I cannot see you. The first time years ago that I joined a podcast, I freaked out because I thought they could see me, and I wasn't. I just gotten out of the shower, and I'm like, so I cannot see you, okay? But if you are joining, if you are watching, please, whatever platform you're watching in, say something, say hello. If you did not hear your name when I just went through the list, I'll read in order of when you came onto the show. If you did not hear your name, say something again in the chat. Kenan, my producer, my son, does his best to keep up with the list. Okay, so we want to get to everybody in order. All right, here we go. All right, my dear Melinda. Melinda, this is about seeing things as they actually are. It's the mystery of life. It's the mystery of how things completely fall apart. Families, divorce, chaos. And then the mystery of how things come together, like in miracles. So Lana, I want to share this one story that Lana shared with me today. She and her husband, this is 25 years ago, in December, decided to drive up to Alaska where her husband could get work. They stopped for gas at this tiny town, about 100 miles from Fairbanks. Tiny town. Got gas. They bought a brand new truck before they left. 12 miles outside of this tiny town, she breaks down. They break down. It's pitch black. It's 60 degrees below zero. She jumps up. She jumps out of the truck and waves this truck down. It's two Native American Indians. She begs them to take her back to the gas station. The gas station attendant, I want to make a long story short here, goes, picks up her husband, and as they're going back to the truck, now this is in Alaska, as they're going back to the truck, the gentleman who owned the gas station says to Lana, "So where are you from?" She goes, "Oh, Sandpoint, Idaho." He goes, "Oh, is that near Pend Oreille, Idaho?" She goes, yeah, it's like a suburb of Sandpoint. He goes, 35 years ago, my family broke down in Sandpoint, Idaho, and we were penniless, and we were homeless. And there was a woman that stopped and helped us, and she gave us a place to stay. And he says, do you know Nona Sommerfeld? I get chills telling you this. And Lana looked at him and she goes, that's my mother. You guys, there are miracles that happen. He was an extremely, extremely wealthy man. He took them all the way to Fairbanks. Long story short, there's a lot of things that happened in between there. Took him to Fairbanks, put him up in the suite of the finest hotel in Fairbanks, and took care of their truck, took care of everything. Then they went to go get a trailer. They were going to live up there while her husband Harley worked. She went at that time there were no cell phones, but she went to the phone office, the phone company. She goes, Chris, there were at least 50 people in front of me. By the time I got to the front of the line, there was this really pretty long-haired girl. And she goes, oh, I see you're from Sandpoint. Is that near Coeur d'Alene, Idaho? Lana goes, yeah. And the girl goes, oh, she goes, because my fiance is from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Lana goes, oh, yeah? Who's that? And the girl goes, Mike Kane. Mike Kane is our cousin. This girl was dating our cousin who lived in Anchorage. And so she got the phone the next day. Otherwise, it was a 3-month wait for phones. Anyway, my point of telling you all of this, Mindy, is that be open to see the truth. Because the smoky mirror can be a state of denial. Just know that you're safe to see the truth, and then allow the universe to take care of you. Okay. All right, my dear Tiffany. Thank you, Tiffany, for your contribution today. That was wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay. So Tiff, look up spirit animal dragonfly. Are you willing to perceive only beauty? You know, when your kids leave home or they go on a trip, let's say it's a senior trip, they take pictures, they maybe send you pictures. And even though you really miss them, you get these pictures and you know that they're having this incredible time. They're in beauty way. Okay, thank you, Kenan. The dragonfly is a spirit animal that symbolizes change, transformation, being open to new experiences. So I'm telling you this, Tiffany, because like Lana's gifts have been surfacing. These are gifts that are surfacing for you. And this is bringing you more joy in life. It's associated with wisdom, which is our group card. And it represents the lightness of being, prosperity, harmony, and the ability to change and transform yourself. So this is not being extravagant, but it is taking a trip. It is traveling. It is important for you. It's the people you meet along the way. There's a trip coming up. If you're questioning about going, go. And then release yourself from trying to fix relationships. That's all I'm going to say about that. It's allowing people to hit rock bottom. They have to hit rock bottom. It is one of the hardest things to watch. It is one of the hardest things to experience. But as Teresa and Rosalina, Ashley, you know, you work in the human services field. You know that people allow them to hit rock bottom. Only then really can they make the change. So that's what this card is about, Tiffany. And even rock bottom and allowing people to hit rock bottom is beauty way. Children don't learn to walk unless they fall. You can't. Okay, thank you. So we've got Laura, Ashley, Abby, Marilyn Pitts, Jessica Marie, Sherry Lynn, Teresa, Rosalina, Amanda Vaughn, and Jeff and Mia. Thanks for being here. And again, if you're just joining us, you've got to say something in the chat that you're in. Kennan's monitoring. All right, my dear Laura. Now, if you're new, what I'm doing, I'm actually shuffling through the deck, and I really allow like your spirit, your higher self to pick the card. So Laura, look up different versions on YouTube of people singing Annie. You know, the sun will come up tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar. As your spirit grows, Laura, as your understanding of your gifts grow, and as you align or ally with your intuitive abilities, stuff falls off the back. That actually can be physical. I've had people get sick, like cough or flu or cold, stiffen the knee, stiffen the lower back, headaches. It's lower energy leaving. And again, it's why a lot of people that are on this path of wisdom or mastery, they become passive because they're not wanting to experience that. But it is simply stuff leaving. if you had food poisoning, you don't want that to stay in your system, so you can get violently ill the next day. It's what's happening here, Laura, is you're going through some kind of shift, but the sun will come up tomorrow. It's just a given. And so you go through these cycles of growth, and sometimes the growth can be you feeling lost or confused, but this is just assuring you that breathe, the sun will come up. The sun will come up tomorrow. Okay. All right, good. All right, Ashley. Excuse me. Actually, one of your major animal spirit totems is definitely the owl. So you can look that up, or maybe Kenny can look it up. This is called the journey. So there's what's happening here. Okay, so the owl spirit, it's a symbol of wisdom, intuitive knowledge, insight, sharp vision, keen observation. Those who possess the owl totem are said to have the ability to see what's usually hidden to most people. The owl spirit animal reminds us to tap into our intuition and explore the unknown. Change, transformation, experience the mystery and the magic. Thank you, Kenneth, for looking that up. So it's like my cousin Lana, pitch black, 60 degrees below zero, stepping out on the road, trying to flag down cars of strangers, and hopping in a pickup truck with begging these two Native Americans to take her back 12 miles to a gas station. And it's just that glass half full, glass half empty. Leaving behind the way you were or where you were. Leaving it behind and looking at this glass half full, looking at the benefits. It's just going to get gooder and gooder and gooder. More magical. You're going to be in the middle of a stream where the rock steps have ended, and you're going to go, okay, now where do I go next? And then another one appears in front of you. It's that determination. It's doing your passion and moving more into your passion. Are you willing to let go of knowing the destination? Or just the willingness to watch a movie to its very end rather than look up the ending on Google. or starting a book and then jumping to the end and reading the conclusion. This is every step of the journey is absolutely more and more magical. Okay. Abby, Marilyn, here we go. So, Abby, I don't know if you've ever walked a labyrinth. Excuse me. The point of walking a labyrinth is to get to the center. But when you start walking a labyrinth, and let's say it's like one of the labyrinths in Europe where you can't see where you're going because the hedges are so high, you're like, wait a minute, I'm heading west here. I'm not going anywhere toward. Wait a minute, now I'm going north. Whoa. Wait, now I'm going east. What? I'm going south. Wait, I'm going west again. I'm not. What? I'm not going toward the center. It's a labyrinth. It's a spiral. And with every one of us, it may not feel like we're making any progress. Or we may even feel like we're going the opposite direction of where we want to go. But there's something, we're here with Ashley's card, Abby, we're here for the journey, not the destination. So when you go to the beach, you don't run into the water and run back home. You hang out, you maybe look for some seashells, maybe do a little swimming. It's not the destination, it's actually the journey and the joy of like finding the seashells. There's something with So, Abby, you can look up, look at the meaning of sand dollar, the spiritual meaning of the sand dollar. What's that?
So I'm going to put this in Facebook. This is about the grouse. The spiral is grouse medicine. Teresa Lopez says. One of the comments Amanda Vaughn had on Ashley's reading just now was the cycles of rebirth, death and cycle and rebirth.
Yeah.
And this is all about that.
Okay.
Death and rebirth.
And so, thank you, Teresa. If you could scroll back up just a minute, Kenan, to where Amanda says, death of a cycle and rebirth. And then Teresa says spiral is grouse medicine. Not grouch medicine. Grouse medicine.
Yeah, I had to look it up. It's a prairie chicken.
Okay. Yeah. When the spirit animal of grouse begins to work with you as a totem, you'll be learning lessons that entail understanding and connecting with the sacred spiral. At one time, this bird that is sometimes referred to as a prairie chicken, Abby, had abundant flocks in North America, but their numbers have dwindled. Do the grouse dance to honor these birds. In the dance, the movements follow a spiral, which goes back to ancient times to symbolize birth and rebirth. And we talked about that a few days ago. Okay, my dear Marilyn. Thank you, Teresa. This is really getting more and more fun. I love your participations and your insights. It's really what?
Abby says that would be a hard no on doing the grouse dance.
That would be a hard no on doing the grouse dance. Okay, Abby, how about the grouch dance? Okay.
She says no grouse dance from this chick.
No grouse dance from this chick.
Oh,
Oh, you know what? I would love to have us all get together one day. Maybe on a cruise, right, Teresa? I think we would crack each other up. All right, my dear Marilyn. This is the coyote. All I can say to this one, Marilyn, sometimes it's okay to tell people what they want to hear, because they're not going to hear anything else. So it's not up to you whether they get it or don't get it. And that just takes a tremendous amount of burden off. But it's trusting, and I've said this before, you cannot say the wrong thing to the right person. And you cannot say the right thing to the wrong person. This is the it's the coyote medicine. Oh, so maybe you and Abby can play coyote and grouse. I don't know. It's it's understanding that things don't always go as planned. It's embracing the chaos. You know, because, for instance, whether the little flower girl trips at the wedding or not, the bride and groom are still going to get married, right? It's this is freeing you from everything that no longer serves you to your best and highest. Detours and disappointments are the true tests of faith. It's where you just keep going. I will again share my story that Lana shared. She breaks down out in the middle of nowhere, 60 below. They could have easily just, when they got the truck repaired, just turned back and went back to Idaho. But it's those trials of faith that that other people observe and derive a tremendous amount from. you see what I'm doing? I'm nodding, Marilyn. I would just practice nodding. To people that are going on and on with their drama, or they're wanting to pull you into their story, you can just nod. There's nothing you can say that's going to help. So you can look up coyote medicine too. It's really powerful. Okay, who do we have? Do we have any comments on that one from?
Yeah, Teresa was talking about that. She tricks me into learning on
So Teresa says, coyote tricks me into learning when I'm stubborn.
Man, I had a nice thought too, giving exactly what you think you want.
Yeah, giving lessons for ages, lessons of getting exactly what you think you want. I love it. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Teresa. Okay. Here we go. My dear Marilyn Pitts. It's called The Rainmaker. So Marilyn, one of the things I would recommend, and Abby, you can probably incorporate. There's something extremely powerful about peacock feathers. So Marilyn, you can look this up, like in Eastern religions, in Hinduism, Buddhism. Look up the symbolism of peacocks, peacock feathers. They use it in all of their spiritual practices. So many of the spiritual practices. So this story, I'm going to go back to the story with Lana. And she was part of creating this story. The chances of meeting this man at this gas station in the middle of nowhere, that this man had been helped 35 years prior, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miles away in Idaho, by Lana's mother, my aunt, Nona. What are the chances of that? Or her waiting for 3 months for a telephone, and then getting to the telephone place, and the woman was dating my cousin in Fairbanks, Alaska. How does that happen, Marilyn? But Lana was definitely a part of that creation of that story. This is the Rainmaker. In shamans in certain tribes were designated shamans, and part of that job was as calling the rain in.
She says she sat straight up in bed.
Okay, so yeah, so there was an aura at the foot of your bed. I looked up for a minute and it disappeared. So this is your, again, this is your abilities. And when something like that happens, ask them what they want. Or even go back into it and go, who are you? And what's your message here? If you're not here to benefit me, move on. Now, from the shamans of tribal cultures to Buddhists in the East, peacock feathers have formed an essential part of ritual and belief for much of history. It relates to beauty, balance, third eye perception, awakening, immortality, spirituality, self-confidence, awareness, leadership, self-love, and resurrection. So I'm going to tell everybody on the show, go out and get a vase full of peacock feathers or some kind of arrangement. What?
That's good advice. One with around the pits in particular, the resurrection stands out to me too, which, the story of Larry.
The story of Larry,
Right.
And the resurrection. Yeah, Kennan says it reminds him of the story of Larry and the resurrection that you performed. So this is an acknowledgement of your shamanistic abilities. And so you're going to have some strange things happen. What? Oh, and then you added Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth, prosperity, and beauty. This is symbolized by the peacock, while Lord Krishna is often depicted wearing peacock feathers in his hair. In fact, peacocks themselves are said to come from the feathers of Garuda, a divine mythical bird. So maybe, Marilyn, when you go to the salon, take some feathers and have them, braid them into your hair. But it really is incredible, right? So I really love that. And peacocks are associated with divinity. So everybody on the show, there'll be a run on peacock feathers nationwide. Okay, all right, dear Jessica, here we go. Jessica, reset your sails, reset your sails, reset your sails. It's about chilling. There's a needed break. So wind can represent the mind, and you can control the wind because you can control the mind. So there's a gentle breeze, and then there's the Category 5 hurricane. This is bringing it from a Category 5 down to a beautiful summer breeze. Just like that, just like that. This is building a new sense of trust. Trusting it will come to you when the time is ready. But it's a 63 card, which adds up to the number 9. That is complete change. Like you're at the end of one way, ready to begin a new way. This is kind of like Ashley's card, which is about the journey, right? it's about your ability to be adaptable. You haven't thought maybe that's one of your strongest qualities, but it actually is. It's it's Neo in The Matrix, where Keanu Reeves played the guy that moved beyond the Matrix and then began to be able to dodge bullets. This is your your maneuverability and not getting hung up on reality. Oh my God, that's what this is. It's letting go of what you view as real and being okay with just resetting your sails. Oh, it's just really being in tune with spirit. Absolutely being in tune with spirit. Trust it. Absolutely trust it. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, we've got Sherry Lynn. Thanks for being here. Sherry, this is called The Blade. This is absolutely cutting off old ties, Sherry. You're moving past anchors. You're moving past people who have been anchors. And not in a good way. But that have wanted to be holding you back to make themselves feel better. Certainly not for your best and highest. This is using the blade. Free of it feeling like a loss. You're born for the open seas. Put your dream bigger. Go on a cruise. Talk to Teresa. Teresa and Rosalina. This is about letting go of the fear of hurting people. People only hurt themselves. There are lessons that you came here to Earth to teach people. It's cutting them loose to let them go to the bottom. Let them hit rock bottom. What do they call that, Teresa, Rosalina? Actually, what do they call that? When you're, what's the word? Yeah, cutting cords with destructive courses. Yeah, cutting cords with destructive forces. I'll think of the word after the show. I'm sure of it. It's where you put up with people's behaviors and put up with codependent. It's cutting the codependency. chopping. It's for my karate training. Chopping. Okay, Sherilyn, it's like chop chop. Okay. All right, my dear Teresa. Well, you want something special here, girl. I'm telling you. It's taken a while for that card to come up. Oh, this is a surprise. Not. Wow. Jaguar medicine, Teresa. Jaguar medicine. For those of you, this is one I use several. As you know, I use several decks, and I think Teresa, you're familiar with Alberto Villoldo. So he's written several books. It's Alberto Villoldo. So he talks a lot about like South American imagery and what shamanistic symbols mean. And Jaguar medicine is one of the strongest. It's this ability to transform. And can we look at the comments in Facebook? So this is again the 28 card. So it's adds up to 10, which is brand new beginnings. Well, you're welcome, Sherry Lynn. Appreciate it. Anywhere, Teresa, where you have feared the power of the Jaguar, are you willing to release, clear, destroy, and uncreate that now? The Jaguar is the protector of all life in the Amazon. The work that you do, the work that you've done, the work that you're going to do is all about this high protection of life, and the rejection of lower vibrations. The Jaguar is like the top of the food chain. Nobody messes with the Jaguar. So, nobody mess with Teresa, okay? Not a good idea. Woo. And anywhere where, so this is also releasing the weight that you've perceived about being a Jaguar or having Jaguar medicine, any weight around that, or any over responsibility with having this magic, having this power. Are you willing to just let go? And it's really with every one of us on the show, it's really fully accepting these gifts without going, oh my God, I have to live up to being like so and so. No, there's nobody else out like on earth like you. There never will be anyone else on earth like you ever. So that's what this is about. So what in your life needs to be released? That's what's releasing. That's Jaguar medicine. Whew. Okay, my dear Rosalina, here we go. And then we've got Amanda, and then Jeff and Mia, and somebody named Cottonfly, huh?
Yeah, they popped on YouTube.
Popped on YouTube? Thanks, Cottonfly, for being here. Welcome to the show. All right, Rosalina. This is Wild Woman. Anywhere where you've been made bad or wrong, Rosalina, are you willing to release, clear, destroy, and uncreate that? This is literally becoming. Anywhere where you have had judgment put upon you, are you willing to release, clear, destroy, completely obliterate that? If you like your hair down, but someone else doesn't, still wear it down. It's what you like. It is what's important to you. It's honoring that. Also, that salt under your bed is important. Using sage, clearing your house. Of any clingy ancestors. So it's like, Rosalina, it's like, I've said this on the show before, but when you yourself are a light, these entities see you as a vibration or as a frequency, and so they can be attracted to the vibration and the frequency. But it's not where they belong. It's like moving them on to where they need to go, which is a higher frequency, a higher vibration, but getting them off of you. But understanding why they're there is understanding that you yourself are a spiritual light. And it can happen to any and all of us. It's like Kenan and I are pretty much in check all the time because we're out and about, we work, we talk to people every day, and now we're aware when things go off a little bit that there might have something come into our field. And so, nope, you get out of here. You get out of here. And you never return. Go to where you can make progress. You're not making progress here. Move along. Never to return. Go now. And Teresa can really help you with this. But listen to, it's hard to see spaghetti on your own face if you're having spaghetti. I've said this before, right? But if you have somebody tell you that you have spaghetti on your face, you don't take offense at that. You just go, oh, thank you. This isn't anything about getting or taking offense about. It's just getting these Klingons off. Okay. So, yeah, I appreciate what you're saying here. You've been a magnet all your life, but now this is, you can set the boundaries. You can absolutely set the boundaries big time. Big bada boom time. Amanda Vaughn, coming down to Amanda. Here we go. And then we've got Jeff and Mia and Cottonfly. All right, Amanda, here we go. So personally, Amanda, the Native Americans do a sweat lodge, and I cannot handle the heat. Like, physically, I cannot handle the heat. I can handle the spiritual aspects of the sweat lodge, which is cleansing, 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 cleansing. Are you willing to up your game? Are you willing to up your game? That's the question being asked. I'm not expecting an answer. But this is working with a higher vibration people. And you're moving into that. Know your worthiness to do that. Look at what you have overcome. It has been amazing. Amazing accomplishment. Amazing accomplishment. Of what you've lived through, what you've gone through. You move beyond knowledge that tomatoes are fruit, and you've gone into wisdom where you don't put tomatoes in your fruit salad. Use that wisdom, claim it, own it, stand up for it. But the sweat lodge is cleansing for you. So again, I'm going to mention when you go through this cleanse, you can feel kind of sometimes low energy, sluggish, tired, or everybody's different, or you could feel more energized, but it's literally toxins leaving your system. So I used to work with magnets years ago, and I was giving this this guy had been a minister for like 20 years. Baptist minister. Anyway, I was giving him this rollout with this magnetic thing. And when he got up, he goes, "Oh my God." I go, "Are you okay?" And he goes, "No, I'm high." I go, "What do you mean you're high?" He goes, "Well, I was a coke addict 25 years ago." But this stuff had kind of lodged in his system. And it was like releasing it. And so you're releasing these toxins, but also toxic beliefs, which is great. That's the sweat lodge. So just acknowledge that. And can we pull up Facebook? Yeah. Yeah. Owning my seat at the table. Absolutely. Absolutely owning your seat at the table. Knowing your self-worth is going to be growing tremendously. All right, Jeff and Mia, we got to you. We're good. Okay, Jeff, this is the lower world. It's an internal examination. So we've talked about this before, where people read a book and they go, "Oh my God, that's so good. I got it. We're not talking about the conscious mind. We're talking about the unconscious mind. So this occipital lobe back here runs your, well, how many times yesterday did you blink? How many times did you inhale, exhale? How many times did your heart beat? That's all governed by here. Some of these behaviors, some of these belief systems that we're not even aware of, just like we're not aware of how many times we breathed in yesterday, or how many times our heart beat, we're not really aware of that. This is these lower vibrations coming up and moving through. And they can really shake you up. It's like going for a walk in the woods and coming back and finding you have a tick on you. It's like, oh my God! No, it's a tick. Just extract it. It's gone. But this is where the hidden treasures are, Jeff. This is where the hidden treasures are. It's delving deep. It's actually getting the wisdom. And things just starting to fall together for you. It's a much stronger foundation for you in so many ways, mentally, spiritually, financially, physically, every way. It's where you're looking and piecing these disowned parts of yourself are coming up, and it can be really uncomfortable and emotionally. So just call me. It's a powerful card. It's an extremely powerful card. And it's about uncovering your hidden treasures now. Okay, Mia. Wow. Where you're at right now is perfect. So like a guru on a holy mountain, Mia. Does the guru, does the master blame himself for all of the mess or any of the mess? No. They rise above it. This is you getting a higher perspective. Continue to really work on yourself, but this is working with it's stopping working with lower vibrational people. And setting boundaries and knowing, like, not everybody's invited to climb the holy mountain. It's not like, hey everybody, let's go climb the holy mountain. Come on, everyone and all. No, it's not a Barnum and Bailey circus. This is a sacred journey for you. And any blame, shame, guilt is not allowed on the holy mountain. It's like people that are at a low elevation going to Denver and hiking up, the Rockies. They don't have the lung capacity. People don't have the capacity. So this is you. The present situation that you're in is an opportunity to discover higher understanding. Okay. So that's, and it will become clearer and clearer as you go up the mountain. Your vision becomes broader, more broad. And again, you're cutting people off. You're letting them stay on the hills, on the foothills below the mountain, or on the plains below the mountain. It's where they want to be. Fine. You're moving up. Okay. And we've got Cottonfly. We've got everybody. Okay, so if you haven't said hello or say something, we've got Cottonfly, who's new to the show. Welcome. Thanks for being here. So Cottonfly, you cannot see a tree grow, but it's growing. Stay grounded. You're growing. You're going to get through this. Trees live through floods. They live through fires. They live through disease. This is you coming into your own strength, into your own power. Just, you know what? Seriously, go hug a tree. I'm not kidding. Go out wherever you are. Be at one with the trees. Are very powerful for you. It will help renew your spirit. It will help lift you up. It will give you insight. It will give you guidance. And just be patient. It's going to work out. Okay. Thank you all very much. I love you all. We'll see you tomorrow night, Monday night, 6 p.m. If you have any questions, you can call me, text me, message me. Have a great night. Love you all.